Lowe's Motor Speedway at Charlotte is considered the world epicenter of stock car racing because more than 90% of the race teams are located in the immediate area. But recently, the home track advantage goes to Hendrick Motorsports. They've dominated the last decade, and going into this only night race of the Chase, they have the two top championship contenders. Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson are teammates, friends, and championship contenders heading into the only night race in the Chase. Gordon leads Johnson by just 9 points, and combined, they have 9 wins at this racetrack. And now they are balancing between being teammates and competitors. Johnson is trying to become a repeat champion. Gordon is in the midst of his drive for championship number 5, and both agree that if they can't win it, they hope their teammate does.
Nascar Nextel Cup racing at Lowe's Motor Speedway underway. Way up high, Dale Earnhardt Jr. said, "That's my groove, and I'm going to take it early on."
Well, he just dusted him off 3 wide on the top side of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway, and didn't think twice about that corner being slick or nothing. David Rudiman in the wall already right off the bat.
Rudiman trying to follow.
Hold it up there, hold it up there.
Entering Calamity Corner, you heard us talking about it.
I thought that was too early to be getting up in that groove. Especially when Junior got up there too quick, and then here Rudiman follows him up there and gets in the wall.
Oh, man, I tell you, you really had to be nervy.
I just drove in there and it tried to just come around.
You had to be nervy, Dale Earnhardt Jr., driving in turn 2, 3 wide like he did. But he learned something last night.
We thought David Rudiman would have learned a little bit too, because he got in the wall in the Busch race. It's just so difficult to get going here on these cold tires.
Andy, he was almost in the tracks of Earnhardt Jr. Earnhardt Jr. didn't slip, but he did.
But his car was just a little bit freer than Junior's, and that's how he got up there.
We don't even get an entire lap completed. Remember the 0-0 Rudiman in the wall in lap 1 last night in the 99 car, also in the wall here in the NASCAR Busch Series race. He's got him in his grip here. The 48 car of Jimmy Johnson again taking the lead, going by Kurt Busch. Busch back in second, Ken's a third. Here's how the pass occurred here. Watch the 48 car just sailing by.
He's definitely got a better car on the bottom of the racetrack, guys. All night long, we've been watching him run the bottom and the top. Now, we all know the fastest way around on a single lap's on the bottom. That's what he's doing right now.
His teammate, by the way, also a bit of a bulldog. Here's the bump a moment ago. Jeff Gordon into the back of the 8 car for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And that's the kind of bump that usually gets somebody turned around backwards. Junior not very happy.
Let's hear what he had to say talking about Earnhardt Jr.
That 24 knows I can run him back down after about the 30 laps. Tell him I ain't going to forget that.
Let me tell you, I could tell he was mad, man. I would be too. You just sit right there and wait for that big red bumper to approach you, Jeff Gordon, because I'm going to come get you, dude.
What do you think Big E would have said, Earnhardt Sr., if he were here watching this little contact? What would he have said?
He said, "Okay, guys, move over. Y'all settle this somewhere else. I got to go." Because he's still here. He'd be right there with him.
I guarantee you.
He would have flipped his radio switch, Jerry, and went to the 8 car. Dale Jr. said, "Hey, son, you're not going to take that, are you?"
In spite of the fact these guys are going to be teammates in 2008. Here's the 07 Clint Boyer, who came in here third in the chase points. He currently sits third in the chase points.
Man, this guy's a real deal now. He's come in here and he said, I'm not an underdog. I'm gonna be a contender.
Got his very first career win, New Hampshire, race 1 in the chase, in his 64th career start.
Guys, we keep talking about the 07 of Clint Boyer being an underdog and hanging in there, but don't count him out. Week after week, he keeps doing the same thing.
I think that's what fired this team up. They came into this chase at the bottom, and people thinking that, hey, they're just it's going to be an upset if they win it. And so they just want to go out there and prove to people how much they belong in here.
People chuckled about the 07. Hey, what are you doing in the chase? You haven't even won a race, but I guess they showed them, right, Dave?
Well, crew chief Gil Martin told me this morning that no one will ever know just how good this team really is, and that's just because Clint's a rookie. This is only his 68th start in Nextel Cup, and he doesn't provide all the feedback that a veteran like the guys in front of him, Kenseth or Busch, might provide. And so they said, what we've done with the limited information that Clint has been able to give us has been fantastic. The team behind him is doing as much as this talented driver is doing.
Man, look at that 07 on the bottom of the racetrack right now, running down Matt Kenseth. He has really got a good car.
And look behind him, the Z5 car. Kyle Busch now moving up in the picture. Another one of the chase contenders.
The one thing I like about this 07 car is his car is fast on the bottom and the top. I saw him in that last run. As these tires wore down, he moved up next to the wall like Junior was, and he was making time up there too. But he's, Junior's the only one that he can only run the top. He can't run the bottom.
Top 6 cars right now are all in the chase for the NASCAR Nextel Cup. Jeff Gordon in 24 car trying to join the fray. There comes Gordon running the bottom toward the middle of the racetrack.
Gordon seems to catch him just a little bit each lap, not much, and he's probably pedaling as hard as he can right now to get away from Junior.
Yeah, I'd say he's motivated. He's got that thing in another gear right now.
Yeah, 2 goals. Get to the front and stay away from that 8 car. Now there comes Junior. He is actually in 7th position. He's the next car behind the 24 of Gordon. About a second differential between the 24 and the 8. Jimmy Johnson, our leader here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. 7 of the top 8 are in the chase, led by Clint Boyer, who took fuel only in the 07 car. He will lead him down to the restart. Sailing by Biffle in the 16 and the 9 of Casey Kane. High side to 31 of Burton. Last night's winner, he's in 5th spot. Looking back at the 8 car in 6th position, Earnhardt Jr.
You got to hand it to the 31 car, Jeff Burton. He has had a good handling car now. Been in the hunt. He probably learned a lot in last night's Busch Series race. Lap times are good, and he's staying in front of the Junior right now.
We told you there was the contact between the 24 and the 8 earlier. Let's listen into some of the radio communication. Here's the 24 car of Jeff Gordon.
Get me ahead of that 8. Man, I do not want to have to race him tonight. Hey, there's a car behind me. Damn, CJ.
You got to love it. And Jeff Gordon says, get me in front of that guy. Well, who's going to drive the car to do that? He's got to do that himself. He's just probably wants some help from the spotter.
Up front at the 2 car. For more information on radio communications, log on to ESPN.com. Search word communications. You got to love those radio communications. Now, you lived it for many, many years, Rusty, when you get in the car.
Well, when you're in the seat, you're a little frustrated. You got to tell somebody and ask for some help. And it's usually your crew chief or your spotter you're referring to.
Tony Stewart, there's Tony riding along with him as he moves in and tries to take the spot away from the 24 car. That's 8th position.
Like Jeff Gordon thought about making it 3 wide, now does make it 3 wide.
They go by either side of the 45 of Kyle Petty. Kyle, by the way, a former winner here at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Yeah, Kyle was a meat and a sandwich on that one right there. He had to get out of there quick because these guys they mean business. This 20 and 24, they're trying to get some ground made up.
See our telemetry right here. There's 7,900 coming off the corner. These cars don't just look fast. They are fast at this racetrack. 195, 98 miles an hour get down in the corner.
Earlier in our AT&T Crew Chief Challenge, we asked you which former NASCAR Nextel Cup champion has the best chance to catch points leader Jeff Gordon. How did you vote? Johnson, Stewart, Kurt Busch, Kenseth? Wow, Tony Stewart gets 33%. Pretty close, though. Jimmy Johnson got 30%, and then Kenseth up 32%. So very, very close among those 3 guys.
That was a pretty tough one right there. All 4 of them are really good cars. But you know what? Popularity comes into this vote a lot. A lot of people liking how Tony Stewart's driving in this controversy. Mike?
And really no surprise the way Tony's driving right in the middle of this championship chase, Rusty. Really hard and aggressive. He said before this race that he's going for broke. He faced a huge points deficit, 154 points back, but was drawing some clear inspiration from what Jimmie Johnson did a year ago, rallying in the last 5 races to win the championship. They've been fighting a tight condition all evening long, but making incremental changes with wedge and air pressure adjustment, and suddenly it appears the 20 car has come to life, guys.
These guys were really not where they needed to be in the practice sessions. Matter of fact, somebody told me Tony Stewart was setting his car for quite a while after the practice was over, just sitting in there trying to figure out what they needed to do, because they went back and made a bunch of changes. And we heard them talk about before the race that they knew they weren't going to be just right, but they were going back to some stuff that they knew worked, and they may have to adjust on the car. And man, it's come to life now.
Well, Andy, in the countdown show before this race, I think that's what you're referring to. You know, I never heard Tony Stewart really act like that before. Kind of unsure. We tried a lot of different things. Let's hope it works. And he said that later on in the race is when he feels like the car is going to be the very best.
He was aggressive, too. He passed that 12 car, man. I thought he was going to get inside of him. I don't want to get too close to that guy right now.
What a chase. 8 of the top 10 drivers right now are chase contenders. The only 2 in the top 10 who aren't in the chase, Ryan Newman in 7th. Of course, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. right there with him in 8th position. Back up front, Jimmie Johnson trying to go back around the dodge of Kurt Busch, and Kurt says, not so fast, my friend. Oh, the sandwich of Newman racing all over as they go by the 24 car. That is for 7th spot.
You see Carl Edwards now kind of sneaking up in his mechs. He's been working on this car throughout the night, getting it better and better. We're watching a monitor here upside our ABC booth. And he keeps getting quicker every time also. Every pit stop, car goes faster.
How about Kurt Busch not letting Jimmie Johnson retake the lead too easily, battling back and just pulling back in front of him?
I think he knows every lap that he keeps him back there, that he doesn't let Jimmie Johnson get out there and get a big lead on him. This will change over. This outside groove will come around, and it'll be faster after they run about 30 laps. And you see now Jimmie Johnson gets him cleared.
Right now, Jimmie Johnson would be our chase points leader, and Kurt Busch would actually gain 2 spots all the way up to 5th position. Right side of your screen, battle for 7th again. Look at the 99 just come sailing in there, Carl Edwards.
And that's what Carl Edwards' car looked like last night in the Busch Series race, just right on the bottom of the track, fast as lightning, and just kept getting faster, it seemed like, Andy, with every turn of the wheel.
Jeff Gordon, the 4-time winner at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Coming down, will lead him down, and behind him, Clint Bowyer, Kyle Busch, Jamie McMurray, and David Gilliland. Good luck for the 38 car.
Yeah, this is the first time all night long we've seen the 24 up front leading the race like he is right now. So let's see what he's got. So this car is a little bit tight.
Here comes Harvick now. He wants to try to get one of these laps back. He's driving really hard because it's the only way he can do it. He knows he only has a few laps to get it done here.
If the caution comes out right now, he can at least get one of them back, and he's 3 down right now, Kevin Harvick is. He needs a miracle tonight.
I'd be careful with him about Jeff Gordon because this is kind of a dangerous situation. You got Harvick with not much to lose. Gordon's got everything to lose at this point.
Harvick driving it for all he's worked, down 3 laps, being shown in 34th position. Now pulls right in behind the 24.
Boy, the 5 car, Kyle Busch, really got loose that time, coming off of turn 2. Jamie McMurray right behind him. And boy, they ran loose. Hey, take a look at Ricky Rudd in the 88 car. Back in the car. Looks like he's back in the hunt, too. Running good.
Both Robert Yates cars look strong here. The 38 car, David Gilliland's now back up in the top 10.
How about the 10 of Scott Riggs, the pole sitter for both events here a year ago, running awfully well in that Dodge.
It looks good seeing Ricky Rudd back up in the mix of it right now. He's in 7th. Right on the bumper of Jeff Burton. Burton's had a good car throughout the night.
Jeff Burton looking over at the 5 car. That's for position. Kyle Busch is 6th. Burton is 7th.
I saw Ricky Rudd at breakfast the other day, and he said, man, Rusty, I just can't wait to get back in that car. Wanted to get healed up real good before I got back in it and did the best I can.
Yeah, Rudd separated his left shoulder with that driver's side impact at California. Missed the last 5 races and was excited to get back in the race car. Although he said the Hans device was a little uncomfortable on top of that shoulder where he had separated it. See the Ricky Rudd progression now all the way up to 8th position. Pretty good effort for both of the Yates cars. The 88 car of Rudd, by the way, and the 38 of Gilliland up in 3rd spot.
Boy, 3rd spot. That is a great run for David Gilliland. He was just really getting this car handling better throughout the night, and it is good to see the Yates teams back up to where they deserve. It's been a great family in racing for a long time. You know, Jamie McMurray underneath the 38 car, David Gilliland. That car's been strong throughout the night. He had a big wreck last night in the Busch Series race, getting down into turn 1. And he's got that in the back of his mind.
That 5 car is, and he's pushing hard on the outside. The car's loose. He's driving this thing, driving the wheels off of it.
Yeah, Kyle Busch is just hanging that car out. He likes them loose anyway, but man, that is a handful. Kyle Busch in the 5 car. We asked him about what it takes to win a championship here in NASCAR.
Focused and we keep going with what we got going on, and that's to try to win this championship. You know, those guys are a great bunch of guys. We've got a lot of great friends there, not only on the team but at Hendrick Motorsports, and the guys have been, you know, pulling real hard and trying to do what we know how to do best, and that's to finish up front and, you know, try to win these things in order to keep ourselves in contention.
Moving to Joe Gibbs Racing after this season, final races in with the Hendrick organization. As Dale Earnhardt Jr. moves over to be a part of this organization, but Kyle Busch wants to take him out as a winner and a champion.
You know, that would be the best way to leave this team, is to leave it with a championship. Boy, he's got his work cut out for him this year. I know he'd like to get it, but those teammates are making it real hard, not just on Kyle Busch, but everybody.
Dave? And guys, 2 stops ago, they put on 4 tires. They said, we'll take our lumps now because we need fresh rubber. They took 0 tires this last time. He restarted 14th the last time. Now he's up in the lead pack. The car was just a little bit loose off this last time. Track bar adjustment, and also it's been running cool enough to add tape to that front end for a little better downforce.
You saw a moment ago in the chase points that Jeff Gordon was back on top of the points, and the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson was second, but some 49 or making 59 points back. Why? Because he was way back in about 17th spot. Well, here's the 7. Speaking of 17, here is Matt Kenseth once again having some contact.
It's not been Matt Kenseth's night at all. Man, he has been involved in just about everything we've seen out here.
That car's been destroyed. I mean, it's got the front end knocked off, the back of the car tore up, and it's just, you know, it couldn't be handled well.
You guys come in the garage here. We'll try to fix it.
And Kenseth was in position to get the free pass, and if the driver who's going to get the free pass is involved in an accident, they don't give anybody one.
Sorry. Something's wrong with this. I mean, it's so bent up. I just went in the corner and just swapped ends on me. I just moved up a little bit on the track to let him go and just swapped ends.
Kenseth back-to-back 35th place finishes at Dover and Kansas City, 26th at Talladega. He came into here 11th out of the 12 drivers in the chase.
Stay on the brake here. Stay on the brake. Keep it up against the wall there. Keep it up the wall.
That car is so bent up. It just got to be hard to handle. Like you said, not enough downforce. It's bent up in the front, bent up in the back. And how can you hold on to it, Andy? You just can't, you know?
Seems like sometimes the slower you go, the worse that gets, too. He said he just backed off and let somebody go, and the thing just swapped around on it.
Okay, who's going to roll the dice in the pits now? We've seen fuel only in some of the cars up front, 2 tires. Let's find out. Go down to Alan Bestwood.
Well, David Gilliland having a terrific race. He's up in 3rd position. This team is setting itself up for the finish of this race. So the car top left of the screen, Yates Racing is going to take 4 tires, looking for a quicker stop when the final stop comes up a little bit later on. Jamie?
And Jeff Gordon comes in as the leader. First time tonight we've seen him here. He came on the radio and said, I don't know why we have to take left sides at all, but that is exactly what they're doing. They're not wearing a whole lot. Dave?
Track position 07, fuel only for the 2nd stop in a row.
Lots of strategy, a near miss on pit road. The 84 Allmendinger almost getting caught up in something.
How about Scott Riggs, 2nd place?
Eight of the 11 cautions for 33 laps have all started or ended there in turn 4. Clint Boyer will start here at the start-finish line and lead him down. Scott Riggs, another good run for Riggs in that 10 car in 2nd spot, and Ryan Newman, the 12, who was our pole sitter, back in 3rd.
You're going to see a lot of haves and have-nots here A lot of different pit strategy, 2 tires, 4 tires, stuff like that. Pretty mixed up at the moment.
Look at Kyle Busch all the way on the inside to go 3 wide to try to make the pass.
And Jamie Murray just pulls it down. McMurray pulled it down off of turn 4, drove underneath the 66 car, made that pass. But take a look at the 2 car of Kurt Busch. They've continued to work on that car. Pat Tryson, the crew chief, adjusting on it. Roger Penske, the owner, calming the driver down. Is starting to pay off.
Well, Truex up high nearly got pinched up in the wall. He's right in front of Jimmy Johnson, the 48 car. Some big picture strategy now playing out, Alan Bestwick.
Well, what these teams are all doing, Doc, is trying to get themselves clean air. We've seen tonight several different times. A car gets out in front, he gets gone, he gets a big lead, while these cars scrambling around back in the traffic are struggling with the handling of their car. Their lap time's much slower. Look at Jimmy Johnson. Remember that 48 car, how many times he's been out to a lead in this race? Now he's back in traffic and struggling. All these crazy strategies on pit road are trying to set themselves up to be able to go to the finish on the fuel and tires they have, to be up front in clean air. That's what's going on down here. We'll see who gets it right in a little bit.
Andy, if you're a good crew chief, you better be a pretty good chess player. You got to be thinking way ahead on what's going to happen over the final 100 laps.
You got to start at the end of the race and work it backwards a little bit on these moves to know where you need to be. And you know, you're seeing Jimmy Johnson fight this traffic, and that's not because of his last pit strategy move. It was the one before that where they got 4 tires. This last time they got 2 tires, but they're still back here.
Down the back.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson spins around in the 48 car. Loops it around, has some damage, it looks like, in the right rear
bumper, couldn't tell.
Back in traffic, trying to work his way through. Chad Knaus talking to his driver. We saw Jimmy Johnson spin last night.
Let's get ready. Let's get our hammers ready. Right rear's bent up just a little bit on the right side. What we got to do is we got to flatten it out. Flatten that spoiler out. Get 4 tires on those. Try to get it back here so we don't lose a lap, Jimmy.
Okay, now these guys have some work to do.
There's the damage on the 48 car. Let's see exactly what happened with Jimmy Johnson back in heavy traffic.
See him off of turn 2.
Not bad, man. We're going to be fine.
This
We're going to be fine.
Exactly what happened to him last night in the Busch race.
He said last night, just my fault. He said, I didn't mean to do it. He just spun the car out last night in the Busch Series race, like you said, Andy. But the thing that's different right now, he's not tore up too bad. And I really like how calm Chad Knaus is on the radio. We can fix it, be calm, and they can fix this thing, and they can get it back in. With 103 laps to go, there's a lot of time left.
These kind of moments can cost you a championship or can win you a championship. You hear how poised and composed Chad Knaus was. Listen in.
Close up any gaps that we can. Are you ready for that?
This is the thing.
All right, clear out, Ron. Clear out. Clear out. Clear out. Go, go, go.
Is recover from something like this. And that's what a championship team has to be able to do. You're not going to avoid everything. You're just going to have to react to it. Jamie McMurray in this 26 car trying to stay on the lead lap. He made that pit stop under green, and he's just trying to maintain this lead lap spot and hopefully get a caution so he can come back around. That was a tough break for him having to sit under green.
But right now, he just needs to use that clean air for the downforce and the speed and just trying to check out, drive as hard as he can, and hope for another caution flag, because that's all Jamie can do at this moment. We've always talked about how the cars out front just create a lot of downforce when you're out front like that, and that's what's going on with Jamie right now.
Here comes Jeff.
Jeff Gordon moving on the inside to take the spot away from Kyle Busch.
And he made that look easy.
Wow. You think he wants to get a good finish here? It's been a while.
Oh, somebody told him this is the last run right here to the checker. Somebody must have told him.
And what about the King's car? 43 for Bobby Labonte back in 4th position. Bobby, a former 2-time winner here at Lowe's Motor Speedway, but it's been a while.
I'll tell you, the guy wanted to get back up front now is 07 at Clint Boyer. He's been up front the night long time. Look at this run he's got off the corner. He's a lot of momentum, but then he gets right behind the back of the 43. He really can't go much farther, kind of stalls out.
Remember, Boyer ran so well, ran 87 laps on the same set of tires and was leading. So now with fresh rubber, let's see what he can do.
Still got a top 5 spot here if he can just be patient enough, and by this time, he'll get back up through here, maybe pass a few of these guys.
You know, it's good to see that 43 car, Bobby Labonte, running the way he's running right now in the 5th position. Car struggled pretty much off and on all year long, but they hired Doug Randolph, and this crew chief's really helped him. Mike?
And you're absolutely right, Rusty. Doug Randolph is the reason, at least in Bobby Labonte's mind, why this team has really turned things around lately. He says that Randolph has raised the bar, and I spoke with Doug this morning about this particular race car, and he feels like he's got a pretty good shot. This is no surprise considering what their teammate Kyle Petty did earlier this year, finishing 3rd. You know, I asked Randolph if he thought it was a realistic possibility that they could get to victory lane. He said if you'd asked me that question 2 weeks ago, he would have said absolutely not. But tonight, he believes it is a possibility.
And how about these guys here? Both cars that have had trouble. Tony Stewart in the 20 car, Jimmy Johnson in the 48. Both have had damage repair. Right front for Stewart, right rear for Jimmy Johnson. They're battling now all the way up in 12th position.
They're just chipping away at it, one car at a time. These guys are just moving their way back up through here, and this is why they're such great race car drivers. They never give up.
They both got a little damage. Stewart's got damage in the right front. Johnson's got damage in the right rear. Maybe that's going to equalize itself, Andy, for the run about the same speed. Right now, Jeff Gordon's out front running 29.70s compared to 30.40s with Stewart and Johnson. So a little farther behind than the leaders, that's for sure.
Jamie McMurray doing a heck of a job standing in front of Jeff Gordon here, trying to be able to hopefully get a break and get that lap back. He is now on the tail end of the lead lap. He would be the 23rd car on the lead lap as of right now. More on Jeff Gordon. We'll check in with Jamie Little.
Well, Doc, you know, how these guys are running tonight has really surprised this team in the 24. I talked to crew chief Steve Letarte earlier today, and he said, you know, we haven't finished the last 5 races here. All we want to do is get 500 miles in. That's our goal. If we finish in the top 15, we're thrilled. But right now they're leading. They can't believe how this car has come around as the race has gone on. It's cooled down. Jeff Gordon may be taking over for Jimmy Johnson, going to victory lane tonight for the first time, as I mentioned, since 1999.
I see somebody Jeff Gordon's going to have to deal with right here in this black 07. Clint Boyer's now moving way up to 3rd spot. He's got a fast hot rod.
Yeah, he really does. On our lap tracker up here in the booth, he's about 2nd quick right now, but he keeps running faster, and the leader can't get away from him right now. So Boyer does have a good car.
Jeff Gordon, this battle here, Newman and Boyer, different lines in the corner. More on Clint Boyer with Dave.
They had that slow pit stop up on pit road, and as he looks for a way to get by the 12, Clint Boyer was very calm on the radio. Now, is that the same Clint Boyer we heard even when he was winning at New Hampshire? That's one of the things that Gil Martin said he is starting to learn very quickly. Stay calm in the car no matter what happens. And after that last pit stop, which cost him a number of positions, he said practically nothing. He said, we'll get it, was all he responded after the slow stop.
Well, Dave, I can tell you one thing. That 07 car, it's pretty easy to stay calm when you got a fast car, and he's got one now. But Jeff Gordon, he's a guy who's got a really fast car. About a 1/10 of a half faster than anybody in the field right now. He's got clean air right on the bottom of the track, running the fastest way around, and that's where it is.
If we stay green, they have made their final pit stop. They got to get it done on the racetrack.
Jeff Gordon won in Talladega. He only led a 1/3 of a lap, and he went to victory lane, and he told us on Thursday night qualifying that was the biggest win of his career. Can he back it up and win here tonight? We'll know in just about 38 laps. Right now, though, he says this car is awesome. Dave?
Earlier today, Clint Boyer had a slow pit stop. He drove the 07 car back to the front. It happened again recently, and now he chases down Jeff Gordon, a multiple winner at this racetrack, trying to beat him. Recovery twice today for Boyer. The 5 car of Kyle Busch right now running 4th. He's dropped back since the restart car, just not responding as well at the beginning of this run as it was. They did great on pit road and then fell back. The 11 of Denny Hamlin, the difficulty he's had with the shifter and with his 2nd gear seemed to have gone away, but the car just has not been there tonight for Denny. Little tight here, little loose there. It just has not been fast here tonight, Mike.
It's been an incredibly challenging weekend for the 31 team. They crashed early in practice on Friday. They spent much of the afternoon Saturday this morning still working on the right front fender, making that a little bit better. They've been strong on the long runs, although they haven't gotten many of them tonight. They're in the midst of one, and they hope it continues because that's their strength. Alan?
Carl Edwards started this race in the 18th position, and he really just ran in the teens almost this whole race. Then a couple of guys got trapped by that caution pitting under the green. It's moved him up inside the top 10. Edwards right now in 8th position and on the lead lap, making something out of a night when things haven't gone all that well, Jamie.
Well, proving how he won the championship last year, Jimmy Johnson, guys, restarted after that damage to the right side corner of his car. He's battled from 29th up to 10th. He's now in the 10th spot. Right now, if it were to end, he would still be second in the points. Mike?
Martin Truex Jr.'s night has been kind of like a yo-yo. They've gone from the back to the front to the back, and then again from the back toward the front. They're running 11th right now, a little bit loose, but they tell me it's the best this car has been all night long. Meanwhile, Tony Stewart's night, well, it could have been a lot better. His night kind of went south when he was involved in a collision on pit road with Paul Menard. The team went to work on that right front fender. Very resourceful. They stuffed some rags between the old fender and the new fender just to keep that fender from collapsing, but the car has rebounded as he rallies, but he's running out of laps. Alan?
And Kurt Busch finding himself now running in 26th place. Remember at lap 191, he had the pit collision with Mark Martin while he was running up front. Then they made repairs. Then he came back to run as high as 3rd. Then the engine developed a miss, and they made a green flag pit stop, and the caution came out, and it's just been going downhill from there. Jamie?
And it was definitely going downhill early on for Kevin Harvick, and he hasn't been able to regain much ground. Right now, running 32nd, 5 laps down. Right now, he slipped 4 positions in the points that would put him 9th. This is just the way the chase has been for Kevin Harvick, but he continues to forge ahead and salvage some points. Alan?
Well, a month of misery for Matt Kenseth, the 4th straight night where he's going to have a bad finish in this chase. He's running in 36th place right now after his crash back at lap 224. The last time Matt Kenseth had 3 straight races where he finished 26th or worse, back in 2001. Now he's going to have 4 when he's trying to race for a championship.
Back up front, the 24 car, Jeff Gordon, and did we see a wisp of smoke from this car?
We've seen a wisp of smoke out of this car almost all night as it gets into the corner. And all that is that tires, when they run these cars in that coil bind setup and travel them so far, that tire rubs the hood or the top of the fender. Makes just a little bit of smoke. We see it right there. Nothing to worry about. That's the kind of smoke you don't really worry about.
This guy's had a lot of bad luck here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. He just wants to get this night over with and probably try to stop that bad luck he's had here. 28 laps to go, and boy, he's got this race in control right now. His lap speeds are really good, and he's got to be feeling good about the way this car's handling right now. Look at the lead, such a big lead.
Gordon the leader, Boyer in 2nd, Kyle Busch 3rd, then Newman, then Hamlin. How about the 8 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr. now being shown in 21st position. Remember, there are 22 cars on the lead lap.
Jerry, this car is just not handled. The 8 car, Dale Jr., he's been like a half a second off. And Andy, was he talking about coil bind problems, I think, earlier in the day?
He's having a few problems with the setup, and it's just gone south on him. Here's a race for 2nd spot. Kyle Busch, I was watching his lap times. He was running laps faster than Gordon a few laps ago.
So maybe if he can get in the clean air and get the downforce in front of that car, he can run down Gordon. Because he's been working those 7 car behind him, and, you know, that's not the place to be. You want to get out front. You hear these drivers talking about it all the time. The clean air for downforce.
Now, give a call to the driver of the 84 Toyota, A.J. Allmendinger. And, folks, this young man is making only his 14th ever start in a NASCAR Nextel Cup car, and he's being shown in 14th position.
This is a guy that's going to get it figured out. He knows how. Look, he's driving down in the corner. He knows how to drive fast, and he's going to make this thing work. We heard Mark Martin over the weekend on one of our shows talk about just how much talent this guy has. When Mark Martin says you got talent, you got talent.
And Andy, the guy he probably wants to thank a lot for this good success he's having is Chip Ganassi, letting him drive that Busch Series car. That car's really helped him, Jerry. We talked about this a lot. helped his driving skills and understand these cars.
We asked him about goals for the remainder of the year, and one of them has to be to get their car, their team, in the top 35 in the owner's points.
It's so difficult to explain just to the fan and just to the typical person what being out of the top 35 does to you during the week, does to you when you get to the racetrack, does to you, mentally, physically. It's a grueling thing to not be in there. And it's tough when you show up on Friday and you're not in the race. That's all you have to focus on.
If you're not in the top 35, you are not guaranteed a spot in the field each week. And if you're not in the top 35 at the end of the season, you're not guaranteed to start in the first 5 events of 2008.
I talked to his crew chief, Ricky Byers, this weekend, and he said that their whole weekend is nothing but qualifying. He said this racing stuff's easy. It's getting into the race that's hard.
The 48 car, by the way, of Jimmy Johnson. You heard Jamie Little tell you that he came back on the racetrack in 29th position. Folks, don't give up on JJ just yet. He is now up in 8th spot and chipping away little by little.
If it goes green, he's not going to be able to win, but with a few cautions thrown in there, he might even still have a shot.
Well, the last time by Jeff Gordon, his teammate, ran a 30.72, and Jimmy Johnson just ran a 30.65, so he's actually running faster than the leader of the race right now.
There's another teammate, that 5 car, though, that's running just about 3 or 4 tenths faster than the leader. He's got a little ground to make up. He's got about 4 seconds to make up on Jeff, so maybe Jeff's pedaling back a little bit and giving some of that lead back. But Kyle Busch is flying.
Hey, everything, so we get a 10 to go unless somebody's really catching us.
Everybody's got a little radio chatter going on right there. That's Jeff Gordon talking about the way he's talking about how his car's handling. Talking about 10 to go. Let me know with 10 to go. He's really going to guard what's going on out there at that point.
Talk about the great runs that people have had this week and last week. Dave Blaney coming off a 3rd place finish at Talladega. Best ever for Toyota in a NASCAR Nextel Cup car. And Blaney, the 22 car, now being shown in the 10th position here. And how important is that? Well, last week, because of that 3rd place finish, they moved into 35th in the owner's points, and right now they move up to the 34th, and the 45 car of Kyle Petty will be back in 35th.
You see Glenn Wood, his team, the owner of the 21 car, in the 36, 100 points behind. That's the main reason they've got Bill Elliott in the car right now. He's a past champion. He's guaranteed a starting spot, and that's the only option that team's got right now.
Back up front, less than 20 laps to go. This racetrack very special to one Jeff Gordon. When he started his career in Nextel Cup, this was the place that he got his very first pole in October of 1993. He got his very first win the following spring in May of 1994.
And Jerry, this is a very special place for Hendrick Motorsports also. They're located basically right across the street and down the way, just a little bit from the Lowe's Motor Speedway here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and that is something that Hendrick loves when his cars win the hometown.
Jeff Gordon said the win last week at Talladega was sweet for lots of reasons, but it was the first time he was able to go to victory lane and have his wife Ingrid and his new little daughter Ella with him. And he was holding the baby up in victory lane. He said, what a different experience that was.
I know that was special. I love that shot of victory lane with that little baby in there. I know that means so much to Jeff Gordon. Like he might get a chance to do it again tonight. He can hang on.
You know, watch that last lap time, Andy. It looks like Kyle Busch couldn't catch him that last lap, like Jeff Gordon outrun him that time. They both were in pretty clean air. They weren't negotiating much traffic at all, so pretty good comparison there.
There's the 24 car making a lap. Got to see sort of the relationship where he was and other cars that are on the racetrack here, as we now have 21 cars on the lead lap. Final car on the lead lap, by the way, is the 8 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, I really like that shot just a little while ago. It really let the people know how far ahead Jeff was and who he was having to race. Right now, he's got the clean traffic and nobody around him. Man, that's what you want. But as a driver, you're starting to hear the noises now, Andy. Something's going wrong. I'm hearing a vibration. You're talking to your crew chief.
Jeff Gordon's been in this position so many times, though. I think he's seasoned at this. I think he's just doing what he has to do. He's not, like you say, running the middle of the racetrack, not taking any chances around lap cars. He's got, 3 or 4 second lead now that he can play with.
See Kevin Harvick right there in the 29 car moving over for Jeff Gordon. He knows he's not in competition. Harvick's 5 laps down right now, having a horrible night. This night was over.
How much do you let yourself think about the fact that something has happened to him the last 5 consecutive times he's been here? Somehow, something has happened even in the late laps to keep him from finishing. In fact, he hasn't won here since 1999.
I bet he's thinking about all the times that he did win here, and that's what he's getting ready to do tonight. I bet he doesn't even think about those races where he fell out of the race. He's thinking positive thoughts right now.
Here's a battle for 3rd spot. Clint Boyer trying to hold on to 3rd position. Ryan Newman's car now moving in. Oh, tough luck here. The 43 car slowing down for Bobby Lombardo.
Oh, man, that's too bad. Had a great run going.
As is the 66, Jeff Green. And we got a car spinning up in turn 4. That's Johnny Sauter. And, whoa, this could tighten things up quite a bit here as caution comes out for the 14th time with just 13 laps to go.
And Jeff Gordon's thinking, I cannot believe this. I got such a big lead. And now I got to race my brains out again. And Kyle Busch is loving this part.
How about Jimmy Johnson? He's got to be loving it, too, because now Jimmy Johnson up to 7th spot. And he'll get a chance to be able to make a charge here in the final 5 or 6 laps.
Oh, man, right now we're showing 12 laps to go. And you know the tensions are high with these drivers. They're thinking, I got another shot, baby. I'm ready for it now.
They got enough fuel. Most of them have enough fuel to go all the way here. It's going to be interesting to see if they come down and get tired.
20 cars in the lead lap. Well, how about the guys that are back there on the back end of the lead lap?
Those guys are coming. I'm just wondering what these leaders are going to do.
Boy, this is a tough call right now with...
This is why I like standing up here on top of the grandstand talking about it, not on the pit box.
Gonna find out green flag with 5 laps to go. Here they come. 5 car underneath the 24. 24 car must be sputtering.
And take a look at Ryan Newman. He just checked out. The 5 cars under the 24, they both got slowed down. And Ryan Newman said, adios, I am out of here.
Boyer couldn't get to the top because Ryan Newman was already there.
Jeff Burton down on the bottom of the racetrack. The 31 car, he's made a move, but Ryan Newman pulling away.
And the Penske team is on their feet right now, freaking out, going, how did we just get back in the game? And Jeff Gordon can't believe it.
Battle with the 5 and the 31. Kyle Busch now falls in line behind Jeff Burton, who's in behind Clint Boyer in the 07.
Here comes Kyle Busch on the top.
Look at the 99 Carl Edwards. He's kind of getting in the picture right now. He's in a 6th position. 3 laps to go.
Jeff Gordon trying to run down Ryan Newman. Well, Newman up in the wall. In the wall. The 12 car up across the racetrack and tags the wall with 3 laps to go.
Oh, my goodness. He just ran the fastest lap of the race the lap before that.
Wow, he was digging for it. Never has won here. Wanted it so badly. He had 3 laps to go. The car just abruptly snaps over in turn 2.
Hey, guys, left side. I'm ready. Let's go.
You can't accuse Ryan Newman for not going for it.
It's junk, Mikey.
That's tough break. God.
And we're hearing Jeff Gordon
running out, we're going to finish better than coming in.
Jamie?
And Jeff Gordon saying his car is sputtering. He doesn't know what's going on. Thinks maybe he's out of fuel. But Steve Latarda's crew chief said you should be fine right now. He said stay out right now. And at least if we run out, we hope to stay in the top 10. So see what happens here.
Right now, Clint Boyer's got him in his gun sights. Boyer's got a good car, too.
Let's take you back to the restart here with 5 laps to go.
And it ran out of gas.
Now Gordon suddenly slows. You hear him say the thing's running out of gas. It sputters. Watch the 12 car go around the outside and just take off.
And the 5 car, he's just too loose on the bottom to stay in the throttle. He can't get any momentum going.
Ryan Newman pulling away. Now Gordon chasing him. 3 laps to go in turn 2. Now watch the 12 car just snap sideways.
Man, it looked like he was gone from here, and then all of a sudden it just went away.
It just wiggled just a little bit and took off. Looks like the tires are up. Dave?
Jeff Gordon will lead him down. Does he have the fuel to get up to speed? Watch Boyer. He knows that Gordon may not have a lot of fuel. Which way does he go? Gordon in the middle groove. Does Boyer go high? Gordon now coming up to speed. Watch the 5 car. How much fuel does he have as well?
Looks like Gordon gets a lot better restart this time.
Even he doesn't know how much fuel's in the tank. Is it going to sputter? Here comes the 31 car. Burton, who won it last night in the Busch competition from the back of the pack.
Can he make it on field? Jeff Gordon's got a good handle of the car.
White flag for Jeff Gordon. 1 lap to go. Does he have enough?
Unbelievable. This 07 car, Clint Boyer trying to run him down, but doesn't look like Gordon's going to have a problem. His car's stuck good. He's got a half a lap to go.
It's been since 1999 that Jeff Gordon has been able to come home and win at this racetrack. He has not finished a race in 3 years, but folks, tonight, Jeff Gordon wins again at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Got to hand it to that 24 team.
Unbelievable. I would have never bet that the 24 would have enough grip to get to the corner after running on the flat.
They got a horseshoe up their butt, but keep it up there. Great job, guys. Woo, that's awesome. Charlotte.
Great effort there, and I bet Rick Hendrick is just sighing a big sigh of relief, a big smile on Rick Hendrick's face. His drivers finished 1st and 3rd.
Jeff Gordon got his first ever Cup victory here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, at Lowe's Motor Speedway, and tonight he comes through victorious. Jeff, what were those final moments of that race? His beautiful wife Ingrid here. What were those closing moments like for you?
Well, I can't tell you how many times we tried to give this one away. Oh, man, I don't know where to start. You know, just an incredible day for the DuPont Chevrolet team, and I got to thank all these guys. I mean, they just never gave up, you know. And Jamie Johnson, I'm not sure what happened to him. You know, he had us all covered, and when I saw they had problems, you know, I thought that was an opportunity for us. We had an awesome race car. The best the car was all night was, you know, there towards the end. It was just on rails. So, you know, I just kept saying, no caution, please, no caution, no caution. And I saw oil coming on my windshield. I saw the 66 was leaking it. Everybody's going everywhere. I knew the caution was going to come. And then the thing ran out of gas. I was having trouble with the pickup. It was on the banking, and all the fuel was running out of the pickup. And I wasn't smart enough to know to go around the apron the first time. And then even on that last one, on the restart, the tire spun so bad that Clint Boyer, he could have gone right by me, and he gave me a big shot in the rear bumper. And it kind of got me going again. So great day. I just got to thank DuPont and Pepsi and Quaker State GMAC, all the folks from Nicorette and Georgia Pacific and Sparkle brand. What an awesome, awesome day today was. I mean, this is what we've been looking for, is getting us a win in Charlotte. What a great comeback. And I owe it all to those guys right there, Steve Letard, all the guys on this team, everybody at Hendrick Motorsports, engine department, Chastity, we're here at home. So we got to thank all those guys and all the people that work so hard right here locally.